Good morning, everyone. Here is Firefly Fairies, fully finished. This is fully framed. Wanted to give you a look of the picture as a whole. When I went to get this framed, I tried it with a mat and a fillet, but it just overwhelmed the little fairies, and it was very expensive. So instead, what I've chosen to do is to be very simple. I just went with the gold frame. Now this gold frame is a beautiful, I don't know what to call it. It looks almost like it's brushed because it's got little black streaks in it all throughout the frame. But the gold is a perfect match for one of the gold Krynics that's all the way through the picture. And so I think it really complements these three ladies and brings out the sparkle and the gold in them. And I also felt like the fabric, being an opalescent fabric, was really the star of the show. And if I had put a mat in this piece, it would have hidden all but about an inch of that fabric all the way around. And this way, you can see the fabric and you can see the sparkles in it. If I can get there for you, I'm trying to get out from that light. But there you go, you can see the sparkles and you can see how that fabric just sparkles all the way across. So when you're looking at these ladies, it's a very sparkly picture because they shimmer and sparkle, and so does the fabric that they're on. And I really like this frame, and I'll show you the close-up detail. I have another frame, I think, that has that same detail around it, but it's in a silver tone. In fact, I know I do. It's my children's garden, and it has a silver tone where this one is gold. But I felt like gold was required for this piece because of all the gold Krynic in it. Anyway, it is about to go up in my entryway. I have a niche there with a little stand like this one, and I'm going to put it in there now. But I wanted to film it for you first, where you could see up close and personal. Sorry that the light is so prevalent, but I wanted to give you enough natural light that you could actually see the picture the way it looks. Firefly Fairies. If you've got it, you ought to stitch it. It's lovely. Thank you for letting me share it with you. Hello everyone. Today is Friday, the 6th of April, and I have a new finish. This is Little House Needlework. It's part of the Hometown Holiday series. I'll try to get close enough for you to see it there. And I have been stitching this series for two SALs, the Little House Needlework SAL, series SAL, and also the Cross Stitch Finish Line serial SAL. And I've already posted this on both sites late last night when I finished it. But this is called Caroling Quartet, and I went ahead and stitched this one because I felt like it would be one of the quickest to stitch that I have left. And I had spent a little extra time at the first of the month finishing up my surprise stitch for my sister. So I felt like this would allow me to get this finished still within the time frame for the SAL, and I'm happy to report that I did finish it. So I did make one substitution. The gold thread in here is the Petite Treasure braid rather than the DMC gold cording that it called for. But that was the only change that I made, and everything else is exactly as charted. Had a great time stitching it. This went really quick and was very enjoyable. And I started with the tree And I just love the tree. You can see it's got the green in the tree. And then it has the red, like the red ornaments on the tree, or red berries or something. But it's really pretty. I love the colors. Anyway, that's your Caroline Quartet. Good morning, everyone. This is Dina with an update report. Today is Tuesday, April the 10th, and I've just finished working on Halloween tricks for about 3 days, and this is what it should look like when it's finished. This is a Stoney Creek collection. I'll try to get a little closer for you. And if you'll recall, when I first started, I had started up here with the lettering, and I had done a portion of this circle with the cat, so this part of the pattern to here. And originally I said I was going to work my way down and just do that half before I went to the other side. But when I got to working on it this time, it just looked odd to have half a cat sitting there. And I had been working in those thread colors and was familiar with the symbols. So I just went ahead and worked my way across. So here's what I got done. I'm very happy with my progress for the last 3 days. It helped to have wording, of course, because that goes so quickly. But I went ahead and did the rest of this cat. This is about where it broke here. And I came on over and got the tree and the owl and all the rest of that half moon. Everything under here now will be fence. And I got that done, and I even did the back stitching on the cats and the owl and the tree. Everything is back stitched down to where I've stitched. So I am back stitching as I go on this piece. And that'll be good because there is quite a bit of back stitching in here. And I think that will help it to go smoothly. But this is my progress. I know that Sonia from Cat Crazy Creations is stitching this piece. Sorry, I almost dropped my phone. I know that Sonia from Cat Crazy Creations is stitching this piece as well. And I know she's making good progress on it. So I'm looking forward to seeing her piece on her next video. I hope you're having a great week so far, and I will talk to you soon. Bye. Happy stitching. Hello, good afternoon, everyone. This is Dina, and today is Wednesday, April the 11th. And I just wanted to come today to share with you what a fabulous, sweet, thoughtful gift someone chose to share with me. I've been seeing a lot of you getting special gifts recently, and it's just another example of how sharing and giving and loving our community truly is. I got a message recently from a Floss Tube viewer and sweet lady by the name of Ruth, and I didn't ask her permission to share her full name, so I won't do that. But she mentioned to me that she had a few magazines that had Teresa Winsler patterns in them, and she knew that I liked Teresa Winsler and asked if I would like to have them. And when she told me a little bit about them, I only recognized one of them, so I said, yes, I would love to see them. So I have received the package, and not only did she send me the 3 magazines with Teresa Winsler patterns, but she sent me an extra because of the Christmas ornaments in it, and she knew that I liked Christmas ornaments, and she was right. It's gorgeous. So I'm not going to do a full flip through of each of these for you. It would take forever. There's so much in here, but I have looked through all of them more than once, and I want to just show you a few highlights just to give you a flavor for what's in here. This one is Just Cross Stitch, the Premier Cross Stitch Magazine, June 1999. I'll back up so you can see the whole thing, but that's what's in there. So the first thing I'll show you was also on the front, but I know that some of you really enjoy those little sunflowers and daisies, and I think this is a precious blue and white pottery there. It's just lovely. I love the colors. I have blue in my kitchen now, so I was really tempted to stitch that. But the pattern that Ruth wanted me to see in this one is absolutely beautiful. Reminds me of one of the projects that Brian is working on, Blitz Stitch, but it's Welcome. And it reminds me of an English garden, and it's got the beautiful swans there. It's a beautiful pattern, absolutely beautiful. So I'm excited about that, as you can imagine. And then the second magazine I want to share with you is also a Just Cross Stitch, and it's August of 1999. And it has the Teresa Winsler right on the front of it, the cat. That's what it looks like, August 1999. And what I wanted to share with you in addition to the cat, because that is the one that she wanted me to have the magazine for, but because of what is so popular right now, I wanted to share this with you. Look at this. Look at these bees. That chair covering. Isn't that amazing? And then this precious beehive here. And then, as if that's not enough, look at that precious bunny rabbit. Isn't that awesome? So in each magazine, every one of them, I found not only the Teresa Winsler that she was sending to me, but also another one. This is Just Cross Stitch December 1998. Even the cover is beautiful. I like that cabin on the front. And then I thought this was really a neat pattern. This is a winter birdhouse sampler. Look at that. I know some of you love cardinals, and I just think that's precious. You've got your heart hanger at the top, and you've got specialty stitches at the bottom. It's just lovely. I may have to wind up doing that one. And believe it or not, they have one for every season in this magazine. Only has the pattern for this one, but it would certainly give you something to look for if you were interested in a series like that. But the picture that she wanted me to see is Gabriel. It's a Teresa Winsler. I've never seen that one before. And I'm just wondering if that wouldn't be a beautiful companion piece to my nativity. But anyway, beautiful. Ruth, thank you. You certainly knew that I was going to like that. And then this one is Just Cross Stitch, and it's December 1997, so it's a year earlier. But look at that. Look at that ornament. Isn't that beautiful? Joy to the World. And it's got all of these beautiful caching stitches, couched rather, not caching, couched stitches. But this was also precious to me, and I know a lot of people have been doing some Christmas wall hangings, and I just thought that was a beautiful bell pull there. Loved this fruit basket and the colors. Just precious. Now that's just two out of this book it's got tons of wonderful ornaments in there. But I just wanted to give you a flavor of what Ruth had shared with me, and to share it with you, just to say thank you all for being so kind and thoughtful and generous toward one another. Makes me so proud to be a part of this group. You may notice something new behind me. I have picture rails up. I'm very excited about it. And I actually have a couple of things up there that I'm trying out. And I have to go unpack some more of my cross stitch to put up there because I've been waiting for a place to put it. But I'll have that ready and I'll share it with you probably before this video is over. But if not, know that that's coming. I hope you're having a wonderful week. I know I am. And I'm enjoying stitching, and I hope you are too. Happy stitching, everyone. Talk to you soon. Bye. Hello again. It is still a Wednesday, and I just wanted to come back real quick and give you an update on my latest whip. I've been working on Nantucket Rose, and in case you don't recall where I was before, and I'll check and see if I have a picture. If I do, I'll insert it, but if I So on this rotation, I decided to continue working down and across. So this is where I am now. So as you can see, I've come down here. Let me fold this in half where I can hold it and talk to you. I've come in here and I've started on that blouse. I've done her hands and the flower that she's holding in the hand. And I've taken this greenery on down. You can see there's that tree trunk comes down, and then you've got a little bit of greenery there where the grass is growing up the side of the tree trunk, or on the bottom of the tree trunk. And this is the strap or handle, and this will be a basket full of flowers starting up there. So I was doing some of that darkest colors in there right now. And when I came on down with this white, I just ran my thread out. So I just did that as far as my thread went. And that's kind of where I'm at. I think I'm going to stop there for this rotation, although it's only been a couple of days. I have so many things I want to touch this month. And I just feel like that this one is very confetti heavy, as y'all know, those of you who are stitching it. And you do a few stitches of a color and you change, and a few stitches of a color. So I think what I'm going to do now is stop working on her for this rotation, put her away for the month, and get out one of my other pieces that might be a little bit easier to stitch on. I have quite a busy week and weekend coming up, and that way I can concentrate a little bit on that. Trying to put together a virtual stitching date with some people that went to the Indiana retreat in 2017 at Fancy Works in Indiana, where we met Vonna. So a group of us are going to try to get together virtually and stitch Friday, just as a reunion of those of us who met at the first retreat. Some of us didn't get to go back to the second one, and so we missed each other, and we're going to try to meet up online and stitch together. So I encourage you to do that with folks that you meet online. It's easy to do through Facebook Messenger, and I do that with different people at various times, different people from different parts of the world. And I hope that you're having a good month stitching, and I know certainly that I am. And even though I've had a kind of a short rotation on this piece today, I'm looking forward to grabbing another one of my whips and getting started on it before tomorrow. So happy stitching, everyone. Bye. Hello, everyone. This is Dina. Welcome to my channel. I wanted to give you an update today on where I got on my last rotation of my whip I've been working on for a couple of days. This whip is Quaker Christmas 2. I think most of you know what that's supposed to look like if you've been watching my channel at all. You do. But I want to show you where I've gotten to on my piece. I think I mentioned before that this was going to be a journey piece for me, something that you work on. Give you a little closer look. For a year and see if you can meet a goal on there. And I am excited to tell you, I had set a goal to get at least halfway through with this piece. And after this rotation, based on the number of pages that the pattern is, I'm at halfway. So I think I'll amend that and say I'd like to get at least 3/4 of the way through to meet that goal. But this is where we are, and I'll tell you what I worked on this time. I always do several motifs each rotation that I work on. So I'll share with you which motifs I actually did. So I started over here because I had stopped last time after this very large motif right here. So I did this one that looks sort of like a bouquet of flowers on a pedestal right here. I did the 3 crowns, this little star underneath it that's a double layer thing. And before, the top 4 of these were done, and that was it. This has now been completed, and I just think that is a beautifully symmetrical design. I really liked it, and I thought it was going to be hard to do, and it wasn't. It was really easy to follow. And here I had the A for A Mary, and I had the first leg of the M. So then I finished out the word Mary. So we wish you a Merry Christmas is coming along. Then I came back over here because I still had a little bit of time to work on it. And I wound up stitching this motif that looks sort of like a flower as well. And these little 3 under the sleigh there. So 6 motifs, one of which is quite large. I'm counting all this as 1. And then a word. So 7 items, I guess, this time. And that's about what I'm averaging in a couple of days. So that's about my speed that I'm working on as I go across it. But loving it, just thoroughly enjoying it. I think it's striking to look at. And I'm really enjoying stitching it because it's going along so well, so easily. So that's the end of that rotation for this time. I'm moving on now to work on a gift. You've been watching this gift though. It's the Snowman Mill Hill kit, the Jim Shore Snowman. And I had started on the Snowman last time. It had gotten about to here on his top half. And so my goal for this rotation is to finish that top half of the snowman and then go to the bottom section of the snowman and stitch all of the little swirls that are in the Jim Shore designs. You know, it does a lot of these little swirls. They're in different colors, and then the rest of the snowman would be white. So if I can get at least those colors stitched in the bottom half of the snowman this time so that my next rotation I just fill in the white, then the whole inside of the design will be done, and then I can start working on the border on the outside that has a lot of color changes and just is very, very beautiful. But since this is a Christmas present, I better step it up and get started working on it a little more frequently because it is quite a time-consuming piece. I had no idea it would take quite this long to do it. So I feel like I need to give it a little more attention. So I'm going to do a rotation on that, and I'll come back hopefully before the end of the month and share with you what I've done there. So I have a new section I want to add into my videos, at least every now and then, maybe not every time. But as you know, I have moved, and I thought it would be nice as I come across beautiful things in my area that I've moved to share them with you and let you just kind of share my new community with me. One of the beautiful things I have enjoyed for several weeks now has been the entrance to the botanical gardens that are here in our town. It's an extension of the Atlanta Botanical Gardens. It's not the Atlanta Botanical Gardens, but it is an extension of that. And at the entrance of that, they have planted, I don't know how many tulips, just a yard full of tulips of all different colors. And they're beautiful. And so I've come up to the street across from the entrance and I'm looking at it, and I've gotten some pictures. I had to get pictures where between cars going by. But in order for you to see the expanse of the tulips, I had to take it from across the street. So it may not be as close up as I would like for it to be, but I just wanted to give you an idea of how pretty it was. And I'll insert some pictures here of those tulips and just say this is one of the pretty spots in my new area. I hope you enjoy it. So in the meantime, hope you have great fun stitching. Hope the rest of your month is very productive with your stitching. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Good morning, everyone. This is Dina, and today is Sunday, April 15th. And I thought I'd stop in real quickly and give you my final update for this video. I've been working on my Snowman Mill Hill kit. This is going to be a Christmas present for my adopted mom. This is my sister Stephanie's mother, and will be either her birthday or Christmas present because she's a December baby like I am. And so if I do something that's a Christmas theme, it actually will work for either one. Last time I worked on this, if I have a picture, I'll insert it here. But the last time I worked on it, I just had the upper portion of the snowman started. I had the head and part of that middle body. So let me show you where I got to on this time. I made it all the way to the bottom of the snowman. I thought I was just going to do all of the colors other than white. This blue, light blue shading here and all these colors. I thought that was going to be for this rotation what I would do. But as I was stitching, that went by so well and so quickly that I started the white and just started moving down this way. And then once I got going on it, I wanted to finish the white too. So I stayed up a little bit later last night. I may pay for it today, but I went ahead and finished the white on the snowman. So now on my next rotation, I will pick up on this border out here and just start working my way around the border. I would love it if I could get at least a quarter of it done each time, but it is so confetti heavy. I don't know how long that's going to take, but that will be what I will aim for. Anyway, here's where it is. This little gift is coming along very well, and as you know, it's a Mill Hill kit, so all these little darker spots in there that you can see are for beads. But I think I'm just going to keep cross stitching till all that's done. That's what's recommended, and it worked well on my last Mill Hill kit, so that's what I'm going to do again this time. So again, this is Snowman by Mill Hill, but it's designed by Jim Shore. So this will be the last video for this segment for April 15th. I will go ahead and edit this together, put all these little clips together, and hopefully get it uploaded today. But before I go, I wanted to mention something. I have not done shout outs or recommended you watch other people because quite frankly, there's so many that I enjoy. I felt like I didn't want to say anything for fear of leaving people out. I love Floss Tube, and I love all of you that do it, and I watch so many of you. I watch it every day as I'm stitching, or if I'm cooking in the kitchen, I'll have my iPad up there with one of you, showing me what you're doing. But I did watch one yesterday that someone I have been watching for a long time. Don't even remember how I ran across her. But she's a young woman in England. I think she has one daughter that I know of who's 5. And she designed a cross-stitch piece for her little girl. Her little girl wanted a butterfly. And she designed it herself. The little girl picked the fabric and all the floss for this picture. And so she has actually done this design for her daughter's room, and now wants to decorate the room to kind of match the colors in the design. But she also crochets, and she creates her own patterns for crochet. She does a lot of baby dresses and hats and mittens and booties and and blankets. She does beautiful blankets, and she sells them on her Etsy store. So if you would like a very soft-spoken, gentle spirit and she is makes short videos. They're not long at all, but I've enjoyed her. I enjoy her personality, and she does cross stitch some very beautiful kits. But her channel name is Catiscrafty, and I just thought you might want to give her a look. She seems like such a nice person, and I just get a feel that she could use a little encouragement by having some people stop by and visit her. So if you have a mind to, please do that. Anyway, I hope you've had a great first half of April. I feel like I have. I'm really feeling like I've settled in. Hello everyone, this is Dina, and what I want to do today is talk to you about a secret stitch I've been working on. This is for my sister Stephanie. It's part of her Christmas, and so I wanted to remind you what the surprise stitch or secret stitch is. It's No Rest for Elves, and this was designed by Marilyn and Jackie's Collectibles. It's the name of the designers. And I wanted to get this stitched as soon as possible because I wanted to be able to get that pattern back to Mary, because she was kind enough to send it to me last November, and I wanted to start it before now, and I just didn't have the opportunity. So after focusing on my recent finish, I decided that I would get this started, and my plan was to get it started on the 1st and then work on my Little House Needlework stitch along piece and take this with me this coming Saturday to a stitch along that I'm going to go to. That was my plan. But I got into this and it was going so well, and I had gone through and had converted all these colors, DMC colors, into just a few of the DMC variegated colors. So I think it turned out really, really well, and I couldn't put it down. So surprise, I finished it. Let me show you mine. I think it's just precious. I tried to match the colors, pinks and purples, where they had a red, and that is a red. It's kind of hard to see. It's a lightly variegated red and a lightly variegated blue, but as these packages come down, they get more and more variegated. I kind of like the way that turned out. That was just a happy coincidence. I did substitute petite treasure braid in where all of the sparkly thread is around that hat, at the top of the boots, and it worked out beautifully. It was easy to stitch, and that worked out just fine. So I wanted to thank you all for giving me your feedback on what you thought would work as to a finishing technique for this. And several of you mentioned a pillow, and then several of you also said you didn't think there was a problem with it being a flat fold, that would make a fine flat fold. It was just taller than, rather than a small square. So I've actually heard from Vonna that she thinks it would look great as a flat fold as well, and that she's done them that size before and that they turned out really well. So I'm going to be talking to Vonna a little more. So I'm thinking that may be the way I go, because that was my first impression. But I just wanted to share that with you. No Rest for Elves. Very whimsical, funny pattern. And I wanted to just give you a comparison. This is the chart that used all of the DMC colors, and there were a large number of them. In fact, I'm going to show you if I can hide the pattern part on here. Yeah, this is how many colors it needed to do this piece, and I swapped these out for my variegated DMCs, and I just wanted to give you a comparison of how it looked. I did change out the black box on the bottom for a brown color. I did not have a black variegated color, and I didn't really want a black present. So the rest of them I tried to match as closely as I could. I put purple where there was purple, pinks where there were pinks, and blues where there were blues, and red where there was red. So it worked out pretty well, and I'm happy with it. And I think it looks pretty good. It was a happy result. So thanks for sharing that with me. That is my first Christmas gift that I've gotten finished for the season. I'm hoping there'll be a few more. I'll have to fit that into my plans throughout the year, but it feels good to have one of them done, by the 3rd of April. So thank you for sharing the secret with me. I hope you have a great rest of the week as you stitch. And this video may very well be out of order when you see it, because I think it's easier to wait to the end of the video and ask my sister to stop watching at the very end rather than put something and have her try to fast forward through it, because chances are she could see it. So it may be at the end of the video. So I apologize if that's a bit confusing, but this is the secret stitch because it's a gift. Anyway, you guys have a great week, and I'll talk to you soon when I have another report to give on the next WIP update. In the meantime, happy stitching. Bye. Well, that's about all the news from here. I'll wrap it up, and I want to thank you for visiting with me. I'd like to thank you for coming back again, and welcome any of you that are first-time viewers. I just want you to know that even though I do these videos to chronicle my work and have a way to look back and see the progress of what I've done, I also do it because it's a fabulous way to connect with you and to share with you a little of what I've been doing in my world, and then hear back from you in your comments, and those of you who do FlossTube, and can really start to get to know each other online. And that is a real thing, and I'm really enjoying it. It has enriched my life, and I just want to thank you for it. So have a great rest of the month. Stitch things that you enjoy and love, and if you don't, copy Bindi Michelle. Adopt them out or get rid of them on a stash unload, and let someone else show them love and finish them up. But stitch on what you enjoy, because that just makes the experience all the more better. Happy stitching, everyone. Bye.